Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're calling in from around the world. Welcome to the jam session of the century. I got to tell you, we are just packed with good information tonight, and we got a lot of exciting things ready to rock and roll. And you guys are going to just absolutely love it. I got to tell you that. Do I sound like a salesman? Yeah, I am. Anyway.
But if we mess up, be patient with us because we are on a totally different platform, and we've been practicing. But boy, we were sure comfortable with GoToWebinar. So hopefully everything will go okay. There are several things that are the same. You're actually on a Google Hangout, but if you look over to the sidebar, you should be able to see that there's a chat area. So if at any point you have any questions or any comments, Art's going to kind of control that because I have to be able to see my screen. But just let us know what you're thinking, and hopefully at the end follow up with us and tell us what you think, because we're going to constantly be making it better for you. Art, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know what happened. Okay, this is beta. We're in beta.
Oh, you're gone again. Art, can you hear me? Okay, this is what happened in one of our practices. He will be back.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Oh.
here. I'm here. I don't know why it just kicked me. It just kicked me out.
But you're back. Okay.
Unbelievable. Okay, Cheryl, I can see your Infusionsoft Jam, and I can see your PowerPoint on the
Good.
left-hand side.
Oh, it's not.
No, I
It's not
cannot.
full.
No, it's not full. So
All right. Let's see if we can figure that out. Um. Hmm.
why don't you do? Yeah, from beginning. There you go.
Is it all full? Is it filling the screen now?
No, it's not.
Hmm. That's not. That's. Let me.
What is it? What about the broadcast slideshow? Second one over. There you go. Now I see
Well,
you.
right. All right. Hold on. All right. 1 minute. Sorry, everybody. I can't seem to get it to show the whole way. I will try one more thing, and if not, oh grief.
No, just do it slide by slide. That's fine.
Do you see it now?
No, we just see you.
Okay. Oh, just me.
Oh, well, that's what I see. Hubba, hubba, hubba.
Oh.
Well, the screen went wide. That's good.
Okay, now wait. I was trying to do something. Okay, now. Whoop.
Okay.
How's that?
That's fine. It's basically we can see.
Is it full screen? Is it filling out the full screen?
It isn't.
I think Charlene's on. Charlene, can you see? Is it filling? Is the PowerPoint
Says she
filling the whole
says it
screen?
looks like you need to click on slideshow.
I
That's
did. Oh, on
and
slideshow. I did.
all right.
I'm not quite. To me,
What about custom slideshow? Because this is custom. I don't know.
hmm. I do not know. All right, I'll try to set it. Broadcast, no. If I do it from the beginning, then when I try to get over to it takes me out of it.
Okay, back to GoToWebinar. No, Bob, it's not you. It's just not working right now. The screen's not. There you go.
Yes, but I can't. When I put it, how about now? I have it on full. I can see full screen for me, but evidently it's not doing that.
All right. Well, let's just work with what we have.
Okay. Sorry. We will. Here we thought we had it just right, but we will carry on.
All right. You're on.
Okay, here we go. All right, everybody. What we're going to do is I wanted to put something together for you that you could actually do right now if you wanted to, if you're in your application, or you can just, you can review this later. The replay is going to actually be sent to you, but this is something that everybody can do, no matter where you are in your application. There has got to be things in your business that you're doing several times a day. So what we're going to do is we're going to put together a simple FAQ campaign. So the question I want you guys to answer in the chat, okay, think of the types of questions. What questions are people asking you? Clients, just leads, prospects, even your staff. What kind of questions are they asking you at least 3 times a day, or at least more often than not? So I'm going to give you a minute, but put something in the chat if you can think of something. As they're adding some things, let me know, because the whole idea is that we all waste time, and we only have 24 hours in a day. And you would think that just having a template on your desktop and copying, pasting, that's a good start. But there is a faster way, and yeah, you might only be cutting out a few steps, but it adds up. And so one of the things that Infusionsoft does best is to help you in these workflow types of things, because there's a lot more that the app can do than just lead generation. So Art, did anybody think of anything?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I don't know if everybody can see the screen.
Ask in the chat.
I just put it in.
Okay. Maybe it's still stuck on the first slide.
Well, all I'm seeing is Infusionsoft Jam Sessions.
All right. So how about if
now I see the second screen?
Second one? Okay. I think we're just going to have to do this for now, because I can't. Well, I'll have to practice some more. All right. Well, thank you. All right. So what kind of things are people are you being asked? One of the things, just to kind of get you started, one of the things that I was constantly being asked was, do you have any time available tomorrow? Or, what does the next couple days look like for you? When are you free to have an appointment? And this would be my clients who have, paid for time with me. And for years, I would look on the Google Calendar and I would write these emails. Well, I have this time and this time free on Tuesday and this time on Wednesday. By the time they would get back to me, those times were taken up. And it was just this constant back and forth. And the time wasted was just so much. And so the first step we took was to get an appointment calendar. And that took care of a lot of it. But I was still copying and pasting, use this calendar if you need this, and this calendar if you need that. So I thought, this is enough. I'm going to create a simple campaign where I just have to do one thing and they will automatically get an email. It's going to look personalized, and if they know that it's automated, that's okay. Okay, Art, did anybody come up with anything?
Not as of yet. Everybody is finally seeing your screen.
Okay, good. We'll just roll with the punches. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually go through how you're going to set this up. All right, so the first thing, if you look at this,
this is to expand your screen.
That's an idea. No, it was.
It's still blurry. All right.
It's blurry.
It's better now.
Okay. Is that a little better? Hal, you know what? Maybe, well, if I close this up, then I can't get to the slides. I think for now we're just going to have to, and I'll have to figure something out. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, so this campaign, it is so simple. If you just take a look here, it's made up of one goal, the start goal, and one sequence. And inside that sequence are really only 2 steps. It is just so simple. We're going to go through it step by step. What I want you to notice is that depending on the question, and you know, there's going to be a separate goal and sequence for every single question that you want to be able to answer quickly. The key, okay, the key is in the naming of this note, and I'm going to explain the kind of goal that we're going to use, because it's one that not many people use very often, and it's so underused. It's called a note goal, and we'll get into that. But look at the naming. They all start with FAQ. They're all capitalized, and then what it is that you're addressing follows it. And there's a reason for that. We'll go into that, but the whole idea is that when you need to go and find them, they're all grouped together. You don't have to go hunting for them. So that's really important, is the naming of them. Okay, so once you get that done, now I want to talk just for a minute about using what we call note goals. Now, most of you are familiar with tags, and you know that a tag goal can trigger a whole campaign. In other words, if you apply a tag onto, inside of a contact record that they don't have, that can trigger things to follow. And most people are very comfortable with that. They understand that. A lot of people don't use note goals. So why would you use a note goal instead of a tag goal? Well, for one thing, and I don't even have it listed here, and this could be a whole other conversation. Tags, to be honest, are way overused. People have, there are people that I've worked with that have literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tags. They don't use most of them. So why are we using all these tags? Plus, what it does is it slows down your application a lot. When you go to do searches, if you notice that it lags and it just kind of, it takes a long time for a search to come up, one of the reasons that's happening, it could be that you have an awful lot of tags. So a note goal, here's 3 reasons that I could think of why you might want to start a campaign by applying a note in their contact record. Okay, well, notes are great when you want to add additional information, some extra details. Maybe you had a conversation on the phone, maybe it was something in the email they asked, and you just want to keep a record of it. Note goals are perfect for that, or notes are perfect for that. You can't do that with a tag. When you might want to easily run the campaign again, and I'm going to explain this to you, because sometimes somebody will ask the same question again. It might be 6 months later, it might be a year later, and they forget. So you want to be able to construct something that you can easily use again. And if you use a tag goal to trigger the whole thing, guess what? You've got to take that tag goal away, because once they have it, it can't be used again. All right, so the last reason is that you should really only be using a tag as a start goal when it is your only option. This may not mean a lot to some of you, but if you've ever used Gravity Forms, which are a terrific extension, if you're using WordPress, look up Gravity Forms. It's a way that you can make forms really, really good looking, and they have a lot of extra functionality, and you can tie it into Infusionsoft using another plugin. It's the Infusionsoft plugin for Gravity Forms, and Gravity Forms is also a plugin. But the point is, just don't overuse tags. So we're going to use a note as the goal. Okay, next. So
hang on one second.
Okay.
Charlene has a question. Is the note goal the same as the personal note box in the contact menu option?
Read that again, please.
Is the note goal the same as the personal note box in the contact menu option?
That's a really good point. I think what you mean, Charlene, is, and we can go into Infusionsoft later, but I think what you mean is when you go inside the record, up at the top, there's a tab that says Person Notes, and you can add as many notes as you want. Ask Charlene if that's what she means. If the answer is yes, if that's what you mean, no, these are totally different. Okay, notes, if you're inside your application and you're inside a contact record, if you scroll down, you'll see an area for emails. You'll see an area for web forms. You'll see an area for notes. Okay, so notes are individual notes. They're time-stamped. They're searchable. Personal notes are great, but if you want a date designated, you have to add the date inside the notes. And person notes are great for a lot of things, but no, this is totally different. Is that what Charlene was talking about?
Yes, that's what she meant.
Okay, good question, Charlene. No, these are different. So if you're inside a campaign, you know you have your toolbox. When you open it up, it's been changed recently, which I like it. It's stripped down. It's much easier. Here is your goal. So when you drag it onto your canvas, this is going to open up right away. This is very different than it was before. Here is where you put your goal name. Now, once you hit save, it'll change the name down here for you. This is where you write in the name. On the drop down here, this is where you choose what type of goal it is. Is it a web form, which is the default? So by default, it's always going to be a web form. Is it a web form, an internal form, a tag, all kinds of things, a lead score? We're going to choose a note. All right, so you choose that, and then you hit save, and you're good to go for that piece. Okay, so once you do that, then the next thing is, so this part here is you already have that done. Now we want to add a sequence. So you just, again, go over to your toolbox, drag the sequence over, and it will automatically connect itself. Okay, everybody good so far? Okay.
Yep.
Now, all right, great. So then the next thing is we're going to, and I'm going to go back here for a second. Let's see. Actually, when you double click inside of here, and I didn't get a screenshot for that, but when you double click inside of here, that's where you can literally, and I should have added that, that's where you can literally give a title, like an inside title that will show up inside the contact record itself. It's kind of like a subject line of an email. And then there's even a body, and you can put some notes into there. So I should have added that. But that's where you would just double click inside of here and add whatever you wanted to add to the note. But this name down here is what you're going to look for when you go to apply it to somebody's record. So I'll show you that. Okay, so now we've clicked inside the sequence. And if you notice, there's only two elements. There's a delay timer. Now, the reason I put wait at least 5 minutes and then run it on, now here I have a weekday. The reason I did a weekday is because I don't want people knowing that I work on the weekend. And so it's, I only want this. I can, if I want to save myself some time, and, it's kind of like, you do the dishes at night so you don't have to see them in the morning. If I want to answer somebody's question and get it over, just get it done so I don't forget, it will wait. It will just wait, and it'll be on a schedule. And then Monday morning at 9 o'clock, if it's been waiting, it'll send it out. Now, here's the email. The text doesn't matter. The copy doesn't matter. Here's what matters. You don't want to put branding on it. The whole idea is that you want this to kind of look like it's an email that you just jotted, you just put together from your Outlook or from your Gmail or from your AOL or whatever your email provider is. So in order to do that, you're gonna use the layout and style. You're gonna left justify it, and you're gonna take away the header. You're gonna take away the footer. You're gonna take away the background color. There's a plain style template that you can use, keep it very, very plain. There's kind of a term, it's called pattern interrupt. You know, they get used to seeing your branded emails, and this is different, so it kind of catches their attention. All right, so you want to kind of make it as personal as you possibly can. Okay, Art, is everybody okay so far? I think he's probably, Rosie was waiting for her food, so I think he's probably feeding Rosie. So we'll go on, that's okay. Okay, so we have that all done. And obviously you're going to set everything to ready and you're going to publish it. So once it's published, what do we do next? All right. So let's say somebody either asks you on the phone or they email you, and we're just going to, you know, the sample that we used was how to cancel a subscription. You know, maybe somebody says, I want to stop my subscription. So in any case, what I did was I used my test record and I applied it to my own test record. So how do you do that? Well, you all know how to get into a contact record, but one of the fastest ways, and I don't know if you use this, it's the quick search up at the top right-hand corner. So you just type the name in, hit enter, and up pops my record. I can click on the name and go right into the record, but there's no reason to. I have everything right here, down below here, that I can use to do what I have to do. I can check tags, I can check emails, I can send an email. I can click on this first one and I can see what notes are already in the contact record or apply a new one if I want to. So you find the contact, you click on the little note icon, and then right below that, it's going to open up and you're going to see add a note. Okay, so once you click on that, then what happens is that you want to pick a template. You want to pick one that you've already created. So we've got a bunch of them because we use note templates a lot. I really like them. And you'll see here are the two that we have so far. All right, and they're grouped together because of the way they were named right in the beginning. And you can see how I've done all of our notes. Otherwise, the more you get, you have to just go looking because everything's going to be done alphabetically in order. You know, numbers and alphabetical. So things that start with a number are going to be at the top, and then, you know, the alphabet will go below that. So just kind of remember that. And it's the same way in tagging and everything. So all I do is I find the one I want, I select it, I hit save, and that's it. That's all I have to do. There's no copying, there's no pasting. All I had to do was find the contact and then just, you know, apply the note that I wanted. So what happens? All right, so once that's done, here's what happens. I can still stay in the same area, okay? So if I want to check and make sure everything's good, then you click on this little icon here, and those are the campaigns, the campaign history. Now, what I wanted to test is I wanted to see if the way I constructed these, I could use them over and over and over. Because with a tag, like I mentioned before, if I had used a tag start goal instead of a note, I would have had to have removed the tag, and that's not that big a deal. But it's just extra uses of tags. So this way, I didn't have to do anything. So if you look down here, and I know it's really small, this is where the goal was met. It's where I applied the first, you know, the note the first time. And then 5 minutes later, it sent the email. And I thought, okay, I'm going to try it again. So I applied it again, did the same thing. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, the email was sent. I did it a third time, the email was sent. So then I thought, okay, I knew I got the emails, but I wanted to see what it looked like inside the campaign where, you know, and in the performance tab. So normally, you know, most of us are working in the edit, but you go to the performance tab, and instead of active, you want to look at historical. Sure enough, one unique contact 3 times. So it went through the sequence 3 different times, and the note goal was satisfied 3 different times. It worked beautifully. So you know, this is just a really cool way that you can add something that saves you time. It has nothing to do with building your list. It has nothing to do with a one-click upsell. It's not really nurturing. It's just making your life easier, and it's just, it makes the whole experience more pleasant for, you know, for your prospect, and it, you know, they see that, you know, and you can use it later as a teaching experience if you need to, but for most of you, you're not going to have to do that. So after that's done, you just repeat it, you know, rinse and repeat. In fact, and I don't know if you probably know how to do this, but we could, if we were inside the app, you can highlight this entire thing and just clone it, and then just change out the names, change inside, change the email. Very, very quick. And that's it in a nutshell. So Art, did anybody have any other questions?
I don't see any questions. I think that was pretty thorough and direct and to the point.
Cool. Oh gosh, I can see everybody. It's so small. I'm so sorry. I'm going to stop the screen share. But okay, cool.
Hubba.
Am I flashing? To me, it looks like I'm flashing, or is it kind of stays?
You're flashing.
Oh, brother. Well, here, we'll make you flash a little while.
Nah, let's see. Charlene says, I'm using Time Trade for appointments. Need to sync to Infusionsoft still. Would I use the FAQ with a link to make an appointment on a pre-made calendar?
Yes, that's perfect. I can see your question, Charlene. Yes, what you would do, yes, you'd want to. Now, do you know how to sync Time Trade to Infusionsoft? If you go into the marketplace, there is somebody has made a nice one, and I can't think of it right off the top of my head. But there is a nice integration for Time Trade and Infusionsoft. But what you would do, you would absolutely use the FAQ, okay? Because we do the same thing. We just use Schedule Once instead of Time Trade. So what you can do, and even if it wasn't integrated with Infusionsoft, the only thing is, if they make an appointment, you want them to go into Infusionsoft. You want a contact record, you know, to be made. You can still send them out an automatic email, but if they're not already in your application, you would just need to create a contact for them first, create a contact record, and then sure, even if it's not, don't let this stop you. Just send it to them anyway. So you make the record if it's not already there, put together the FAQ, and then in the email, you would put the link to your Time Trade. So yeah, that would be absolutely perfect. Okay, good. Let me know, follow up with me and let me know how you do. Looks like Art lost his audio. Okay, well, he'll come back. All right, anybody else have any questions that we can help you with? Are you back, Art?
Yeah, I just got back on. I don't know what happened. I think my USB port just got dislodged.
Oh, well, you're back. Okay, any other questions? Because I'd be glad to go into Infusionsoft and answer any questions. I do have that figured out. The PowerPoint, I thought that would be the easy one. But I can go into Infusionsoft and demo anything that anybody needs help with, any burning questions. Now, one thing I do know, and Art and I kind of practice this with Google Hangouts, and I know, Charlene, you're more of an expert than we are on this. But with Google Hangouts, there is a lapse. So what we hear ourselves saying, you guys don't actually hear for about 30 seconds, sometimes a little bit more than that. So we understand that. So that's why we don't want to just stop. We want to give you time to ask some questions. Good. You're syncing lead pages, Infusionsoft, Time Trade, and PayPal all together. Good. that's a good suite of things. That's really good. And Charlene, I will follow up with you about the third party integration between Time Trade and Infusionsoft. I know that a lot of people use it. They love it. I don't think it's very expensive, but it would make your life so much easier. Okay. Anybody have any questions?
I don't see any.
What we want to tell you guys too is, in anticipation of the next jam session, and remember, these are for you. I will always start off with something of value, something that you can easily implement, and it's not gonna, it doesn't take a lot. But if you have some questions that you want us to address, let us know. Just, Art will give you our contact information. If you don't already have it, you probably do. But just shoot us an email and let us know what your questions are before the next jam session. That way I can be ready, and we'll be able to answer those questions. Okay, Charlene said it will help, since the separate emails are so time consuming. Absolutely. They sure are. And that's
Yep.
Yep. And I don't know how many of you know this, but Art actually started a whole other business as if we weren't busy enough. Art, do you want to explain really briefly what you're doing and how and then I can explain how we're using Infusionsoft?
Yeah, sure. As many as you may know or don't know, my background has been in finance, mortgages. I've been owned my own mortgage company for about 21 years. And in the past year and a half, I guess at this point now, I got into wholesaling real estate, and basically all that means is I market to find absentee owners, which are people that own rental properties, and I built an investor base of people that are looking to buy in investment properties. So I kind of negotiate a price with the seller of the investment property, and then negotiate a price with the buyer of the investment property, and make the spread. So I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it's almost like buying stocks. You buy at the asking price and sell at the bid price. And that was Lacey.
Yes, that was. Sorry about that.
But it's just an additional leg to the business that we've created, and it's going very well. And a business doesn't stand on one leg all times. As most of you know, as business owners, there are ebbs and flows in the business, and you try to always fill those gaps. When things kind of die down, get a little slow. And that's why we've always said that a table doesn't stand on two legs. You need three legs. And this is just an additional leg, and it kind of fits my MO because of my background in the industry, and because of Cheryl's background in the industry. We're actually creating I want to say almost a fourth leg.
Mm-hmm.
Because her background is as an English teacher in for what, 29, 30 years, breaking things down, and just being able to really help people in bite-size chunks, so that they can completely understand And it's gotten to the point where what we're going to do is kind of continue to do the hourly, process, but we're also going to open it up to where we're going to do it on a like a monthly reoccurring basis. And I'm going to let Cheryl kind of explain that to you, because this was kind of her brainchild, and I just hate stealing her thunder. So
You're not. No, it's as all of you know, I mean, your businesses, you as a person, everybody, we always evolve, and we should be, right? We don't want to be stagnant, and because things around us change, we kind of have to change with it. And so, you know, we have been very blessed. We have been very, very busy. But what ours focus was, we had three focuses to our business: PPC, web design, and Infusionsoft. I am so busy, I have no time to think. But when Art had some, when he doesn't have as many, there are times when he doesn't have as many PPC clients. And so because he had some time on his hands, he thought, I'll just start another business. So like he said, this was perfect for him because it's in his wheelhouse. It's something that he missed and he loves doing. And so what we've done is we have automated a lot of the processes in Infusionsoft. So we're using Infusionsoft for one of our businesses besides, Baron Marketing Solutions. And it's been pretty cool. So on my end, I had kind of the opposite dilemma. Everything, people worked with me by bundles of time, and all that's great. And I love doing it. I love helping one-on-one. The problem is I only have 24 hours in a day, and I can't work 24 hours in a day, although it seems that as that is kind of what I'm doing. I don't want to always do that. And so I had to figure out, how can I help as many, or really more? I want to help more people, but still leverage my time. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail with exactly what I'm going to do, but where I'm headed is I'm going into the idea, just courses, but they're not going to be like any course you've ever taken, because that would not work. I'm not going to do something that everybody else is already doing. They can do whatever they want, but from 30 years of teaching, I know what works, and I know what the missing piece is, and nobody's doing it. So I'm going to do it. Is it finished? Not yet, but I know exactly what I want to do. And when we're there, and it's not going to be long, because I'm like a house on fire now. I am so enjoying this. I kind of wanted to roll out the first part of it tonight, but I just couldn't get it quite finished. So with those of you that are here tonight, you'll be the first ones to hear it. I'm going to tell you who my audience is, because it's a little bit different than the people that I work with now. There are a whole segment of people that really, they might want one-on-one consulting and have somebody do it all for them, but that is not cheap, and that cuts out an awful lot of people that I want to be able to help. So what I'm looking for, and if any of you if you fit, this description, then I think I have something that may work for you. If you are basically a solo entrepreneur, or you have a very small team, and you have more time, and really, we all, none of us have enough time, but if you do have more time, then you have funds to be able to have someone do things for you, okay, then this might be for you. So it's somebody that wants to learn, and you have to learn more than I want you to learn. That's the key. Somebody that wants to learn, and you might be a beginner, you might be intermediate. I'm going more for the people that are beginners and intermediate, because that's what I loved in teaching. I really found out that I was really good with the freshmen in high school, because they were kind of, what's the word, malleable, moldable. Um, they were freshmen. They were new, and I wanted to give them a good foundation that would carry them through with good habits and just those basics that would set them up for success for 4 years. I loved doing that. They were excited. Yeah, they were rowdy, but we had a good time. So I want to, I'm going to be focusing on people that they don't know everything they need to know about Infusionsoft, and they're not using all of Infusionsoft. They're paying hundreds of dollars a month and not using it because they don't know where to start, and they don't know what steps to take, what comes first, and then what do I do, and where do I focus next. And so that's kind of where I want to go, and it's going to be something different than you've never seen before. So I don't think I want to give away everything quite yet, but it will be affordable, and it will be something that I think a lot of people, it's going to fill a gap that I see, and that's really what all we as business people want to do, right? We look for where there's pain, and we look for where there is a gap that is a real need that people want, but nobody has figured out that there's a missing link. And so I figured it out. I'm going to fix it, and I'm going to offer it, and should be ready in a couple weeks. So hopefully that explains. I don't mean to kind of be mysterious. It's not that at all, but I just want to have everything together before I say anything more, because Art tells me I talk too much.
Yep, that's enough. You're done. You're good. Hey, that's
Anyway.
You're done good. No worries. All right, everybody. Listen, we thank you for appearing on our first beta, very beta launch on this new webinar Jam platform. Again, apologize for the glitches, but it is what it is, and it's a learning curve no matter what you do. And this is our first launch, and we're very glad that we did it. We know now what the bugs are, and we'll eliminate them the next time around. So for that, I'm not going to apologize, because
it's all learning.
we're in beta mode, but it happens. And but we thank everybody for showing up tonight. And any questions, contacts, questions, please feel free to contact us. Cheryl, you want to show that screen?
Oh, okay. All right. And the other thing, Charlene, I did put a link in there to, it's called Time Fusion. So if you're able to see that, it's in the chat, then that's great. Yes, Art, I'm going to go ahead and share that right now.
Okay.
Okay. So can everybody see that? Those are our emails.
Yep. There we go. Woohoo!
Well,
that worked.
Yeah. It's not full. It's not full screen though, is it?
No, it's not. It's not.
Well, that I will figure out. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. We love doing this, and it's a nice way to connect with everybody at least once a month.
Yep.
So we will see you next month.
All right, guys. Have a great month, and knock 'em dead.
Bye.
Bye.